The following is a presentation of ABC Sport.
Join us this February when the world comes to America for the 1980 Winter Olympics.
Live from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, it's the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles still in the hunt for a wild card playoff berth, and still, for that matter, hoping to cut down the division lead of the Cowboys. The Eagles' weapons are self-evident. There is the rifled-arm quarterback, Ron Jaworski. There is the brilliant wide receiver, number 17, Harold Carmichael, the man who has caught at least one pass in 106 consecutive games. Then there is the running of Wilbert Montgomery. How great he can be, as he was right there against Cleveland a week ago. But what do you do about Dallas? We asked Dick Vermeil.
Well, you play hard. I think we'll play the heck out of them. I really do. We've never beaten them since I've been in Philadelphia, and I think it's about time we really make a run at it.
Well, if Coach Vermeil is going to beat Dallas, he's got to do something about that brilliant Dallas defense, third in total defense in the NFC. He's got to stop the passing of that man, Roger Staubach, who right there hit Drew Pearson, touchdown. And then, how do you ever stop Tony Dorsett, the extraordinary runner? That's the job. Dallas against Philadelphia tonight.
20 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
1 and 2 ready.
Stand by, open your mics on the field.
Standing.
Ready. Stand by. Slow-mo.
Slow-mo's ready.
3, 2, 1. Take tape.
Live from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. This ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by Datsun, who invites you to test drive the all-new 200 SX Sport Coupe. It'll drive you like you've never been driven at your Datsun dealer now. And by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
The standings in the NFC East tell you the importance of tonight's contest. Dallas with a game-and-a-half lead over Washington, a nifty 2-game edge over Philadelphia. But as we said, Philadelphia still very much in the hunt for a wild card berth, and even perhaps with dreams of winning it all in the NFC East. They get that kind of leadership and that kind of dream from a leader like Dick Vermeil. The Cowboys, in fact, despite their record, have been struggling some in recent games. So have the Eagles, too. And the Cowboys must look past this game, if they're human tonight, to the fact that they've got 3 games in 10 days. Next Sunday, it's Washington at Washington. And then Thanksgiving Day, the physically punishing Houston team. And while they have had their struggles of late, because they haven't put their offense together, Dan Deroux remains terribly close to his former teammates, and he's here to tell you some of the things they plan to do tonight.
All right, let's see. Well, the first thing I want to tell you, it's Cliff Harris's birthday. And Cliff would like nothing better than to be out there playing. He's been hobbled for the last couple of weeks, and I think he probably will be. It's also Jim Myers' birthday. Jim Myers, the offensive coach, doesn't want to play, but he sure does want his offensive line to do that. It seems that Dallas has a way of kind of going through a season. They've had good teams. They can win tonight and clinch another winning season, 14 in a row for them. They start looking for things that might be wrong. In the last couple of weeks, they haven't been running too well, and a lot of blame they've been throwing on that old Dallas Cowboy offensive line. It's actually a pretty good line. The fullbacks are not really picking up a great deal of that weight that Tony Dorsett has been trying to carry all by himself. But I think they're a good football team. I think they probably should beat Philadelphia tonight, but who knows, with a guy like Vermeil and these guys he's got, what could happen, Frank?
Well, he's got a fine running back in Wilbert Montgomery. We'll look forward to looking at Montgomery, also Tony Dorsett. How do you beat the Cowboys? Well, it is a problem. Cowboys have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles 21 of the past 23 times. And with that in mind, we talked to Dick Vermeil about his approach to the Cowboys.
Well, I've used different approaches attacking Dallas, and I've never been successful. Tonight we're going to be a little bit different. We're going to try the nickel and dime passing game like other people have tried. Change up the down and distance situations that we normally run, we'll pass. When we normally pass, we'll run and do these things, and then get them up playing the shorter pass game and then go after them deep.
A little reminiscent of a conversation I had with Fran Tarkenton a year ago. We asked him, how do you beat the Cowboys? You throw on first, second, third, and if they let me, I throw on fourth. The Vikings did beat the Cowboys. Can the Eagles? We don't know. We'll be back with a kickoff in a moment.
You know, it's really gratifying to see so many guys today enjoying tobacco without lighting up. Just like me, they've gone smokeless. Now, I'm kind of partial to Skull with the wintergreen flavor. Or for straight tobacco taste, try Copenhagen. Or mild Happy Day.
Great if you're just starting out.
There you go. But whichever, just a pinch between your cheek and gum is all it takes. And I'm mighty proud to say that Copenhagen Skull and Happy Days are official sponsors of the 1980 Winter Olympics.
Where Westinghouse generates power, you'll find Westinghouse protection. We invented circuit breakers 50 years ago. Today, they protect utilities, as well as industrial machinery and homes. And now we're putting more protection where it's even more important. The new Westinghouse ground fault receptacle protects you. Westinghouse, the producer. Westinghouse, the protector. Westinghouse, a powerful part of your life.
Bruce Jenner for the Minolta XG1.
The Minolta XG1 35mm camera is so automatic, I can keep taking pictures while my friend Bill rides his bike from shadow to sunlight. The XG1 changes the exposure, not just automatically, but continuously. Minolta's continuous automatic exposure system helps give you the pictures you never thought you could take at a price you never thought you could afford. The Minolta XG1, the automatic choice in automatic cameras.
The Dallas Cowboys, the perennial leaders in the Eastern Division of the NFC, they're in that position once again. They have won the toss. You're looking at rookie Steve Wilson from Howard. He is back there along with Ron Springs, another rookie from Ohio State, number 20. Tony Franklin will kick off for the Philadelphia Eagles. He does it without shoe, without sock, and he boots it deep to Springs, who hopes that it will go out of bounds, and that would mean Philadelphia would have to kick it over once again, and that is not the case. Touchback, and Dallas will have the football at the 20-yard line. Offensively, we'll be looking at Roger Staubach. He has 9 straight and starts against the Philadelphia Eagles. He opens at quarterback, leading the entire NFL with a rating of 89.1, a remarkable athlete who brought the Cowboys back against the Giants last week. Tony Dorsett is in there, 5th in the NFL in rushing. Wide receivers, Drew Pearson, a clutch man if there ever was one. And Tony Hill, there's your offensive line. You can see why it's been termed the Irish Connection. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Quick toss, Tony Dorsett. Huge opening, and Dorsett exploits it out over the 40-yard line. Out to the 44-yard line, 1st down Dallas. Bernard Wilson defensively for the Eagles, and you see the explosiveness of Tony Dorsett, and let's look at it again.
But it's not the fullback running, but it's that quick pitch to the outside. You see a real good block by Newhouse back in there. Dorsett actually just cuts and goes to the outside. Little quick pitch, got a good block on the old big foot by his blocking buddy back in there. That fullback.
The ball at the 44-yard line. Scott Laidlaw, he'll shuffle in the plays. He gets the call. The handoff to Staubach. Finds an opening over midfield and breaks the tackle. Comes up with about an 8-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 2 inside Eagle territory. The veteran defensive end is Claude Humphrey, perhaps the best lineman of the down 3, Carl Hairston. There are the linebackers. They missed Bill Berge. A rookie is in his spot tonight. Robinson, an All-American from UCLA. Bobby Howard on the corner, has been around a long time, 13 years. And Dallas moving the football on the ground. They came into tonight's game. That's what they said they wanted to do. They're very open about it. They have not been happy with their ground game. The first 2 attempts have been successful attempts. 2nd down and 2. Drew Pearson in motion, number 88. Staubach, play action fake. Looking for Tony Hill. He's wide open.
Touchdown.
6 points, Tony Hill.
Oh, boy.
Sprinting past the zone. Touchdown, Dallas, 3rd play of the ball game.
Roger. One of the things he can always make this go if you run 2 good runs right before him and set it up. Had time to throw. Had a little motion move by Pearson. You saw Hill come down and go straight to the middle. Nothing really fancy, but you see Pearson coming in behind him. If anything, he just blew right past number 22, Bernard Wilson. And And he didn't get over there in time. Thrill Hill, he did it again.
He was looking for help. The Eagle defender from his safety. Hill with that blazing speed was by him. Touchdown. Raphael Septien. The holder, Danny White. And Dallas out in front, 7-0. 3 plays, the Cowboys on the scoreboard. Tom Landry wondering what Billy Joe Dupree did wrong. We'll be back in a moment.
For 1980, Datsun reinvents the pickup.
Gonna pick you up like never before.
With the new King Cab, only small truck with rear jump seats inside. Datsun's gonna pick you up with the hard-working, high-mileage Lil Hustler. Or new Datsun Long Bed, over 7 feet for extra cargo. Who's got the truck news? To revolutionize trucking.
I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, and I have $100,000 invested in my car. And I have confidence in the Kendall oil I use.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm Dave Woods, and I have 6,000 hard-earned bucks in this car. You know what oil I use? Kendall. Not because he likes Kendall, but because I like Kendall. Helps keep my engine running clean and purring like a kitten. So maybe it's not a $100,000 race car, but I treat her like one.
Protect your investment with Kendall Confidence.
Saturday, first undefeated Ohio State battles Michigan for a Rose Bowl berth. Then the #1 team in the nation, Alabama, takes on Miami on ABC.
That one's for you, Mom.
That one's for you, Mom. You just heard the slender speedster who scored the touchdown. A perfect throw from Roger Staubach. Hill speed, bursting him past the secondary. The quick explosiveness of the Dallas offensive line setting up the pass with 2 consecutive sizable gain runs. Here's Frank.
Septien hits it deep. And taking the ball is number 33, Louis Jamona. And Jamona, who pressed into service tonight because of the injury to Wally Henry, an Achilles injury, the return man for the Eagles, gets the ball out to the 23-yard line. Offensively, we'll see Ron Jaworski at quarterback, a very disciplined quarterback. He'll tell you he likes to go long, but he has gained discipline under his coach Dick Vermeil. Wilbert Montgomery heading for another 1,000-yard season, over 1,200 last year. Great day last week, 197 yards. Offensive line, Woody Peoples playing a little hurt. The wide receiver, of course, the record-breaking Harold Carmichael, who broke Danny Abramowitz's record of a catch in at least 105 games a week ago. Carmichael now with 106. The ball goes to Wilbert Montgomery. Montgomery out over the 25. A gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Defensively for the Cowboys, who major in their flex 4. There they are. Larry Cole is in there. We hope to see more of John Dutton, who was acquired, the great All-Pro from Baltimore a few weeks ago. The linebackers, they're steady and they're strong. The cornerbacks, Benny Barnes, Aaron Kyle, they both play hurt, but they played that way before. 2nd down and 8. Carmichael split to Jaworski's right. Jaworski to the air. Goes out of the flat, and that could have been picked off. It was intended for Montgomery D.D. Lewis, who Tom Landry likes to tell you that he plays the best of all of his linebackers as far as doing what he should be doing at the right and proper time, was there.
You can just almost see him saying, if I wish I'd have these hands taped up so much, that thing was right in there.
Well, it was an ill-advised throw because Lewis was perfectly positioned.
He was in good position, wasn't
What Philadelphia has to do under that man, and they will, is hold together because they were struck down with startling quickness by that Dallas touchdown. They've got to stick to their game plan.
Prevent defense, Dallas. 5 defensive backs. Dennis Thurman, number 32, setting up with the other 4 defensive backs. 3rd down and 8. Pressure on Jaworski.
Oh, he is
has
high.
to unload early, intended for Keith Preffley, incomplete. 4th down, Philadelphia must punt.
What Dallas would like to do is build up a big lead in a hurry, knowing that, as I mentioned earlier, they've got 3 tough games in a matter of 10 days.
Max Runiger, an 8th-round draft pick, a rookie from South Carolina, deep for Dallas. Steve Wilson. He has not been able to break one. There he has. He did return a kickoff for the Bears for a touchdown. They know he can do it. That one was called back. He is standing at his 30-yard line. Runiger, a high kick, a beautiful punt that Wilson is forced to call for and make a fair catch at the 25-yard line. So Dallas is on top, 12:59 remaining in the first quarter. Dallas leading 7-0. We'll be back in Irving in just a moment.
Gentlemen, tonight like we're brought together here by two things we all love. Good food and light beer from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you. I tell you, I don't get no respect.
Garçon, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante, sounds good, but what is it?
Meatloaf sandwich and a light. Gentlemen, as we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
Less filling. Gentlemen.
Hey, Deacon, pass the roll. Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, this is by your broccoli. This is my broccoli.
That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas?
Ooh.
You gonna eat all that? Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us when I say if it wasn't for light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you're profound.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Thursday, the greatest adventure in television history begins, the French Atlantic Affair.
Those numbers are the mileage. What it doesn't tell you is that for the 20th time in his career last week, he brought the Cowboys back for a victory in the fourth quarter. And for the 12th time in that same game, he won a football game in the final 2 minutes. That against the Giants a week ago, 16-14. Cowboys 1st and 10. The ball at their 25-yard line. Motion man is Hill. Staubach again, play action. Fires out, complete to Tony Hill. Started in motion, reversed it, picks up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 defending. Number 22, Bernard Wilson for the Eagles.
And you could see that number 80, Hill, did not like the way Wilson pushed him off out of bounds.
Tony Hill, his touchdown a few moments ago, his 8th of the season. That leads all wide receivers in the NFL. Drew Pearson, split left, Hill right. Call it 2nd down and 6. The ball marked just short of the 29-yard line. Handoff, Dorsett. Looking for an opening. Finds a small gap, moves up over the 30, close to the 32-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 3. Tony Dorsett has had 5 100-yard games this year. 5'11", 190-pounder, but the Cowboys will tell you, size, pound for pound, he's one of the strongest football players on this team. Ron Springs comes in. Out goes Robert Newhouse. Springs is number 20, the rookie from Ohio State. Cowboys in the shotgun, 3rd down and 3. Jay Saldy is also in there, number 87 for the Cowboys. Inside handoff, Dorsett. Walker's in front of it. He'll have the 1st down as he gets up close to the 38-yard line. Up into there by Randy Logan. 1st down, Dallas.
That was a lovely call by Sir Tom.
It is. I always get, when I think of that, I think about sandlot ball. That looks like a play you sit down there and draw up in the sand, because a lot of people say, well, why are you getting a shotgun? You can't run. Here's an example of it. Wasn't really that fancy, but he did the same thing as a sweep, got the guards out in front. It was a 3rd down and about a 3, so he picked him up a big 1st down.
Thing to take note of up to this point has been the play of the widely criticized Dallas offensive line. They've been opening the holes. They've been cleaning them out on the sweep as they did there. Had the effect of a sweep, as Don said.
Ball just over the 38-yard line on the 1st down. Handoff, Robert Newhouse. Newhouse up over the 40. Will be a 42-yard line, gain of 3, 2nd down, 7. And you know, they have been complaining down here about the offense. They lead the NFC in offense, the Dallas Cowboys.
I was tickled at a quote from old Larry Cole, kind of the resident philosopher now, and he says, you know, the really thing is everybody just gets nervous this time of year, and he says, quite frankly, I think we're getting overcoached. They're worried we're going to get complacent, and I think there's some truth in that. They're trying to find something wrong.
Ball at the 42-yard line. 2nd down, 7. Dorsett adjusts back into the tailback, spot of the eye. Laidlaw is in. Dorsett gets the quick toss. Good defensive play. Randy Logan, right cornerback. There will be a loss. Back to the 40. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Preston Pearson, of course, you follow this game, follow the Cowboys. Not available. He was hurt against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Suffered a rib injury, knee injury. So Ron Springs will be coming into the lineup on the occasions that ordinarily this man, Tom Landry, would bring in Preston Pearson. 3rd and 8. Drew Pearson goes right. Out to the left, Tony Hill. Jay Saldy in the wing spot. Out of the shotgun.
Oh, they don't want to see that.
Staubach lunges close to a first down. I believe he's short. Again, it will depend upon where they mark the ball. He knew where the sticks were, tried to get there. Carl Hairston made the stop.
It's going to be terribly, terribly close, Giff.
Frank was right. Depending on where they marked it,
I think he may have it.
I think they marked it fairly, so we'll see what happens.
37 years old and hurling that body around out there like a youngster. And the body is young.
And look at that.
Our referee tonight, Gene Barth. Hopefully we will not be hearing too much from him. He's a nice man.
Part of their running game, Frank, they've been most concerned with is from the fullback position. Laidlaw and Newhouse have been shuttling plays in. You see that. I think it's one of the reasons why they have not been able to develop a consistency from that position.
And of course, Newhouse having been hurt much of the season with a small fracture in the fibula. He's back in there, however. Pearson in motion on 1st and 10. This is Newhouse. Got a good block from Dorsett. And a good defensive play by Frank LeMaster. Held Newhouse to about a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A good example of Dallas's influence blocking that time. You see Dick Vermeil on the sideline. They didn't block a lot of the guys on that side. They let Hairston go. They were trying to influence, get him to read and come down that line of scrimmage. So really the only lead blocker they had was Dorsett.
Ball at the 47-yard line of the Eagles. 2nd and 6. Drew Pearson split right. Tony Hill goes left. Laidlaw 35. The setback of Dorsett. This is Dorsett. And Tony has a first down at the 40-yard line, out running Randy Logan for the sticks, getting the first down.
Certainly this has been a fired-up team from the opening whistle. Their offense has moved relentlessly. Once quickly for the TD, and now mainly on the ground. Bob Uecker was last seen raising coats near London, Ontario.
I believe it.
No.
7:35 and the clock is moving, remaining in the first quarter. Philadelphia has had 3 offensive plays. Dallas leading 7-0. Staubach bombed to Tony Hill on the 3rd play of the game. Staubach is in trouble. Bunting is there defensively. Claude Humphrey was in there first, forcing Staubach out of the pocket, and John Bunting was in there on the blitz. A loss back to the 43-yard line.
Bunting is a guy, of course, that was out with a broken leg. He's come a year ago, has come back. He's been kind of a mainstay, particularly since Berge is away, trying to hold down a fairly young defensive unit.
Your point earlier about Newhouse and Laidlaw was interesting. Newhouse carried only 3 times against the Giants.
2nd down, 13. Pearson right, Tony Hill left. Staubach, a lot of time. This is Dorsett. Drops the football. And I believe it's Robinson. Jerry Robinson, the All-America #1 round draft pick, pressed into service tonight, gets the turnover for Philadelphia. And this is something that, as great as he is, Tony Dorsett has a tendency to do. He makes a lot of moves. He gets himself off balance, and a hand comes in, and the ball disappears.
So the late pattern into the inside, Frank. You'll see he carries the ball out in front of him. And really, truly, that's what happened. Just ripped in there and knocked it out.
Hey, Robinson knocked it out, and he recovered it.
Yep.
So Philadelphia down 7-0. 6:45 remaining in the first quarter. They have a first down at their own 41-yard line.
We're going to take you on an impossible business trip. 26 cities in 25 seconds. You'll find an airport Hilton in every one of these cities. So the next time you have an impossible business trip, remember Hilton. We can make an airport a great place to get your feet back on the ground.
There's no place like Hilton.
It's Year, your new Datsun 200SX. Once you get in this new sport coupe, you won't want to get out. 5-speed stick, outstanding gas mileage, 4-speaker stereo, electric outside mirrors, central sensor system, digital clock, and optional sky roof. The young Datsun 200SX, you'll want to drive it forever.
We are driven.
To drive you like you've never been driven.
Dick Vermeil's #1 draft pick. He also recruited him for UCLA out of Cardinal Newman High School in Santa Rosa, California. He went on to 3 All-American years. His number was retired. He opened for the Eagles tonight. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. Leroy Harris, Wilbert Montgomery setbacks. 31, of course, Montgomery. Harris is 20. Ball at the Eagles' 41-yard line. Pressure for Jaworski. Carmichael overthrows. Carmichael was open working against Aaron Kyle, who's giving up 9 inches every time he covers the 6', 8-inch Harold Carmichael.
That's a pretty tough guy to overthrow. That's the 3rd time Jaworski has thrown tonight. Once he almost threw a touchdown interception. 2nd time he overthrew. The 3rd time he overthrew.
I think that's a key point, Howard. The Eagles have come in here extremely emotional, and it's great to be up and at it, but when you get a little bit too tense, that ball has a tendency to rise on you. You're right. 3 times in a row he's been high.
2nd down, 10. At least he's throwing the ball on 1st down. There are teams that will tell you that's about the only way you can beat the Cowboys. Intended there for Charlie Smith. He took the ball, but he was out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
The most difficult thing to do in a rollout pass is to time that sideline, because the quarterback drop back will go back. He knows where he is. He's set and ready to throw. He's on a rollout. It's awfully hard to hit that timing just right every time, so you'll wait another step before you throw. And consequently, your receiver's gone a little bit closer to that sideline, and by the time the ball gets there, he's out of bounds.
Specialty moves are made by both teams. Billy Campfield comes in for Leroy Harris, number 37 of the Eagles. Bruce Thornton comes in defensively for the Cowboys. He gives them an extra pass rush. Aaron Mitchell is in there at one of the deep backs, number 34 for Dallas. 3rd down, 10.
Look at that move by
Harvey Martin, but it was Bruce Thornton. I believe it was 79. You were watching, Don. Harvey Martin, he went all the way around the line of scrimmage. His man had to pick him up, and Bruce Thornton, the rookie from Illinois, was in on the sack.
You don't see that kind of a trick up there that often. You're right, Frank. Harvey went from his defensive right end position all the way over to the other side, the left end, where Thornton came from, and obviously screwed up their blocking there.
Max Runiger, the rookie from South Carolina, who had a beautiful punt on his first attempt, his only attempt. Steve Wilson, respecting Runiger, has moved back inside of his own 20-yard line. Runiger again with a beautiful high spiraling kick. At this time, Wilson takes it to 17. And Wilson gets up close to the 25. They'll mark it at the 24. A 47-yard punt, and a flag is down. As it is so often with the new rules pertaining to the kicking game, this time, however, is going to be a holding call. And
probably a defensive holding up at the line of the scrimmage to
keep the men from
coming
downfield.
What a break for Philadelphia. They had failed to take advantage of field position. It was their 2nd series, and again they had failed. Momentum returning to Dallas, but now it goes back to the Eagles, an automatic 1st down.
Number 58 defense holding before the kick. 1st down.
And that, of course, is Mike Hegman of the Cowboys. 1st down, the Eagles. So we start all over with 5:53 remaining in the 1st quarter. Start all over again. That is the original line of scrimmage of this series, the 41-yard line.
That can really be helpful, though. They need something to go their way for a while. That might be it.
Carmichael, split right, top of your screen. Charlie Smith is left. Montgomery on the play action. Screen goes out to Leroy Harris. Nothing but Cowboys with Harris. Headed by Bob Bruni. It'll be 2nd down and 9. I'll remind you about college football coming your way this Saturday. At 12:30 Eastern, Ohio State goes against Michigan. What a rivalry that is. Could lead to a dramatic finish to the Big Ten Conference. A must-win game for Ohio State to gain an outright Rose Bowl berth. That's the first of a doubleheader. Ohio State at Michigan, followed by Miami versus Alabama at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, Alabama coached by the legendary Bear Bryant. Miami, you recall, an upset winner over Penn State a couple of weeks ago. Alabama, of course, rated number 1 in the nation. College football coming to you this Saturday. John Dutton is in there for the Cowboys, number 78. 2nd down and 8. Jaworski with the time. Incomplete. Going to Keith Krefley. Good defensive play by Randy Hughes, who is having a great year. replacing another great safety man, Charlie Waters, who was lost at the beginning of the season.
I think Randy Hughes is just a sensational athlete, Frank, and he really did. He's filled in. You see Kreftley coming across. That's a good, really good tackle. Had his head pushed over to the
meantime, he
side.
continues to overthrow.
He has been high. Got to settle it down a little bit, Ron.
Fourth time apart from the screen pass. Once he didn't overthrow and was almost intercepted for a touchdown.
Carmichael goes right. The Dallas set in their pass prevent defense. That means Thornton is in there. Aaron Mitchell is in there. Third down, 8. Jaworski getting pressure from Harvey Martin, and somehow Carmichael caught that football.
He certainly did.
He was down there with Cliff Harris, Aaron Mitchell, and he just took the football away from them. You talk about a great one. He is that.
And Benny Barnes. There were 3 of them around him.
Well, you saw Harvey Martin come through. He got so close. I don't think that ball was just right the only place it could be caught. And that streak is still alive. Look at the big man go. A good athlete again. That's Mitchell worked on him short. Coming into the inside, Mitchell is right there and just missed the ball. Harold Carmichael.
That makes Harold Carmichael extending his record. He has now caught at least one pass in 107 consecutive games. That's an all-time NFL record. Here comes a safety blitz. Jaworski reads it. Fires and is complete.
That's a good reaction. They saw the blitz. That has to have the coordination and timing between that outside receiver. And once again, you see Carmichael come in. What a great receiver, Frank.
Oh, he is. He'll catch it in a crowd. He'll catch it deep. He runs great patterns. He's competitive. He's everything you'd want.
Well, the amazing thing about him is his physical durability. Imagine 107 consecutive games, which tonight is for him.
Hasn't missed a game since 1972. There is a gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2. The ball inside the 34-yard line. Philadelphia down 7-0. 4:16 remaining in the first quarter. Wilbert Montgomery gets to the outside and he runs into Randy Hughes. Loss all the way back to the 38-yard line.
Hughes had that read instantly.
He did. Had a little pressure, too, from Thomas Henderson, who didn't play last week. He's had a hamstring pull. He was out there. One of the better linebackers because of his speed and agility. They don't really work on him too heavy on the outside. A good move by Hughes coming up from basically a strong safety position. But I think they were expecting something like that. Short down, second and short. Kind of a throwaway down. Now third and the big 6.
Cam Field, 37, comes in for the Eagles. A better receiver perhaps than Harris. Thornton is in defensively, as is Aaron Mitchell for Dallas on third down and a long 6. Pressure again for Jaworski. Looks for Carmichael. He almost collects it. Defensively, it was Benny Barnes, but it was Harvey Martin pressuring Ron Jaworski into an early throw.
And Randy White was in there, too, Frank. They all had a good rush that time. Jaworski had to get rid of the ball a little bit sooner, of course, than he intended, but he almost completed it.
Well, they blew a big opportunity. They had a second and less than a yard.
You're going to see one of the young phenomenals in football today as in comes Tony Franklin. We watched him earlier during practice. He was hitting consistently from 55, 57 yards out. On fourth down, keep in mind, it's a quarterback, John Schwara, who is the holder, number 21. This is a 53-yard attempt. The flag's down. Ball a lot of distance.
Hooked it.
Hooked it to the left. Again, a flag is down. Tony Franklin with that barefoot style.
Offside.
And the offside's indicated against Dallas. It'll still mean that the Eagles will be short of a first down by about a yard and a half.
But it'll give Franklin a much better shot. There's the barefoot.
Set 19 NCAA college records. He's had one from 51 yards this year, one from 50. One of those records in college was the most field goals 50 yards or over. He hit 16 of them.
This whole drive, as it appears they're going to go for it, which I can sympathize with, has been motivated by penalties against Dallas. The holding penalty critical. It changed the flow of the game. And now the offsides penalty.
Fourth and less than a yard, just about a yard. Montgomery is there, 31, along with Leroy Harris. Looks like a rugby scrum coming up. Play action. Carmichael. Great call.
How about that?
If you're going to beat Dallas, that's how you do it.
That's what Camille said in the talk that he had with Frank. when we open the telecast. That's the way you've got to play it.
That was a gutsy call by Dick Vermeil. Look at it again. Good play action. Jaworski puts a hand in there to Harris. Carmichael is deep.
He turned old Cliff around out there. It's a good route. Cliff was the guy back to try to cover deep. Thought he was going out to the corner. Let's see what kind of move. Boy, he got off that line quick.
Well, you knew Cliff read it immediately when Carmichael came off that line of scrimmage, but Cliff Harris had no help back there. And here's Tony Franklin for the conversion. We have a tie football game. 3:12 remaining in the first quarter. The Eagles with a little bit of help from the officials and the Cowboys, and a lot of help from Harold Carmichael are on the scoreboard.
What's the big news about our 1980 Jeep CJ? MFG, more fun per gallon.
With a new 4-cylinder engine and drivetrain, the 1980 Jeep CJ delivers 21 EPA estimated MPG, plus all the gutsy performance CJs are famous for.
With the Jeep CJ, you get fuel economy you can be proud of. The best of any four-wheel drive vehicle built in America.
MFG, more fun per gallon.
Who says economy has to be dull?
I'm getting a free ride.
I'm getting a free ride.
You'll get a free ride when you change to Sunoco's new mileage oil, MPG Plus. It gives an average of 14 more miles per tankful than regular oil.
And in some cars, 28 more miles.
Right. Because MPG Plus reduces friction, your engine does less work, and you get better mileage. Get a free ride with Sunoco's new MPG Plus.
I'm getting a free ride.
Doesn't she always?
Sensational Sugar Ray Leonard, Olympic champ, unbeaten as a pro, now goes for the title against undefeated Wilfredo Benitez this month on ABC.
What a night that's going to be. Anna Fermo against Hagler, middleweight title at stake. Leonard against the brilliant and cunning Benitez, welterweight title at stake. And Galindez against Marvin Johnson, light heavyweight title at stake. That one from the Superdome in New Orleans.
A quick look at Carmichael, who scored from 32 yards out. Franklin pops it. Ron Springs is at the 5-yard line for Dallas. Upended, and Philadelphia down with their special teams. Louis Jamona down there early and upending Ron Springs at about the 17-yard line.
My, how things have changed.
And that kind of a score will give a football team a lift. You saw it reflected just on their kickoff team a moment ago.
I haven't seen throwing deep on 4th and short much since Bart Stark with the pack and the glory days of your Giants with Tittle.
This is not in the percentage, and more coaches go with the percentages. 1st and 10, Dallas. They're 17. They get the ball to Robert Newhouse, and the little one, rotund one, moves out to the 25-yard line. Nifty gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Certainly has been an active first quarter.
Yeah, it really has. Old Newhouse, as you see, walking across there, needed 15 yards coming into tonight's game to be the 3rd Cowboy runner to go over 4,000 yards on Calvin Hill and Don Perkins, so he's going to get very close to that.
He needs one more.
All right.
2nd down and 3. Ball at the 25-yard line. Handoff goes to Scott Laidlaw. He's close to the 1st down. Again, it'll be dependent upon where it's marked.
I think there are probably more than one reason why you see the fullbacks shuttling in and out, but I know that one of them is an attempt to solidify that offensive line that we commented on earlier. When they were shuttling the guards in and out, they used a couple of different guards, but they had Scott and Lawless, but Tom Rafferty is the guy that just kind of, he was one of the shuttling guards beginning. They found a spot for him, the right guard. So they moved Burton Lawless and Herbert Scott. They said, wait a minute, we got to build us a good line, and they're now going to the fullbacks.
1st and 10. Laidlaw getting the 1st down. Hand off to Dorsetta, reverse to Drew Pearson. Out in front is Herbert Scott with a good block. But good defensive reaction by the Eagles.
They really did have it. They had that read. You could see them lying in wait for it.
The key man is Jerry Robinson, but I believe the man shaken up is Bernard Wilson. No.
Charlie Johnson.
Charlie Johnson is down for the Eagles, the nose guard. He is being administered to, and we'll be returning to Irving in a moment.
Being retarded doesn't mean you can't reach out and hold on to life. I'm Billy Joe Dupree of the Dallas Cowboys, and these are some people I care about. At this United Way agency, every day is a challenge for these kids, and hopefully a small victory. I've been blessed as an athlete through my life and giving back some of these blessings that have been given to me to people who are not as fortunate as I am physically. I guess it gives me a sense of responsibility toward them, and it will feel a lot closer to the program and to the people involved in it. If you can manage to go in and to visit a United Way agency or some type of affiliated agency that deals with retarded people, I think that you and yourself will find some place in your heart to go out and do what you can to help these people too.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by Billy Joe Dupree and the National Football League. Charlie Johnson is down. Let's take a look at what happened. Charlie Johnson wears number 65, banging into Drew Pearson. And I think he just was under the pile when it came down.
Could have been his neck.
I don't know. I didn't see anything like that. Yeah, it could have been almost anything. I didn't see anything that particularly sticks out there. You saw Vermeil to go out.
I think it's his right shoulder, Dick Vermeil, indicating to one of his defensive coaches. He does get it in a rather awkward position. Number 65, you'll see him come in. There he is. And now comes Jerry Robinson, number 56. And twisting back against Charlie Johnson's shoulder. He's still being taken care of out on the field.
Well, let's see what happened. You know, these guys started off in 3 plays. They scored. And they zipped right along in there and did that and go back in there. It looked like it was going to be kind of a runaway. They came back, stopped them 2 times in a row. And
but
like
the 2 penalties were the keys. They kept Philadelphia alive. And sometimes when you strike as quickly as they did, you've seen it happen so often, suddenly the other team will begin to come back and they don't have the ability to strike with that same quickness again.
It sounds kind of silly, but I do think that from experience, it's amazing what does kind of change the pace, change the rhythm out there, because when you shoot off the line in a hurry, you get it going, everything seems like it's going to go right. And sometimes a penalty can be it, and unfortunately sometimes an injury like this, it slows down the pace, and then everything has to regroup and they go back again. It's like starting a game all over again. Well, evidently, Charlie is pretty well shaken up on that sideline over there.
Yes, but he's apparently going to get up now, and hopefully, because there have been too many injuries in this game this year.
It really has. You know, we were talking about Dorsett fumbling a while ago, and I've got some statistics. You know me, my numbers, right? I've been working on these. All right, let me listen. Dorsett fumbles an average of 1 time every 28 times he touches the football, whether it's by run or reception. Now, you think that's high or low?
I think it's lower than most people would think, though it sounds high, because there are some people who don't. Look at Robert Newhouse. What is it, 1 every 65 times he touches the ball?
You've been reading my notes, you double.
I was cribbing.
I'm going to put them on the other side over here. You're right.
It depends on when you fumble.
That's right.
And that's what the numbers don't take account of as we look at Charlie Johnson walking off, apparently and hopefully not seriously injured.
We're really happy to see a player down that long come off under his own power. He's replaced by Ken Clark, second-year man out of Syracuse and free agent last year. On that reverse a while ago, Drew Pearson picked up 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 for the Cowboys. The ball inside the 33-yard line. Staubach to the air. Pressure from Humphrey, but he finds Laidlaw. 1st down. And Laidlaw struggles to the 45-yard line as Staubach was popped by Claude Humphrey.
Staubach is so beautiful. You remember a couple of weeks ago, L.C. Greenwood really racked him up. And so Frank asked him before the game how he feels.
I am fine. I've responded from that without any problems. I kept answering the phone for about 3 or 4 days, and there was nobody on the phone. But other than that, I felt good. After 4 or 5 days, I was ready to play again. I haven't had any after effects from it.
What a competitor.
I tell you, he's got a great sense of humor. He really does. He's fun.
Anyone who's ever played this game has heard those strange telephones many times.
4 for 4. That's not bad.
The 1st down for Dallas at the 45-yard line. Butch Johnson's in there, number 86, and Dorsett runs by one Eagle, but taken out of bounds.
That was Reggie Wilkes that came up there, and actually,
I'll tell you, official is down.
Wait a minute,
really
an official was hit. That's right.
Oh. You saw Dupree come in from a split position to block that time, and Wilkes just went right by him, and Dupree made a good choice in not trying to block at all. And we do have an official that was hurt. Again, was he hit by Dorsett or were the blockers over there? The tacklers, I couldn't see.
I don't know. I couldn't see either, but I'll tell you this. This is at least the third time we've seen an official go down this year, and we're seeing it more and more, and that's a very disturbing element.
All right, back to my fumbles. Okay.
Well, what's interesting?
What is interesting before I get back?
Leroy Harris of Philadelphia fumbles 1 out of every 28 times he touches the football.
All right, let's see what happened over here. All right, let's see. That's old Bigfoot, and Bigfoot got him. Nice clean block, Bigfoot.
That's the back judge, Ben Tompkins, going down. Jeff upended. He appears to be all right. So we've got out of 2 apparently serious injuries that neither one appear to be that serious.
Now that's why I said it's important when you make the fumble, Don, because Shula traded Harris to Philadelphia. He never did get over Harris's critical fumble in the Houston playoff game last year that cost Miami the game.
Well, all right, then. I'm not going to talk about my fumbles much anymore. You've already read my whole sheet. I've got some more surprises, though.
Dorsett got 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Dallas Cowboys. The ball at their 47-yard line. Charlie Johnson back in the game with 65 defensively for the Eagles. That's Drew Pearson in motion. Dorsett, he's the workhorse here in the first quarter. Tries to get to the outside. Nothing doing there. Defensively, it was Bobby Howard coming up. And the clock stopped with 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's tied up at 7.
The quarterback with the rifle on, who has not been throwing that well tonight, but in his more recent efforts has begun to hit Carmichael, utilizing the height advantage that is Harris. Ron Jaworski.
3-yard pickup by Dorsett. It'll be 3rd down, 7. Ron Springs is in there. That's the position that Preston Pearson, were he available, would probably be coming in. Ron Springs, good athlete out of Ohio State, perhaps not as cerebral as the missing Preston Pearson. Out of the shotgun. Staubach in trouble. Down he goes.
Not so much, I don't think, the breakdown of protection that time as maybe good defensive coverage down deep, because he had, that was, you don't ask him to hold him out forever back there.
That was Lem Burnham in there for the Eagles. Bringing up a 4th down, long yardage. It'll be the punting unit, and that means Danny White for the Dallas Cowboys. And deep, it will be John Shara. Again, Wally Henry would be the man they would like back there. He's injured. He cannot go tonight. And that is the end of the first quarter. Excitement here in the first quarter from Irving, Texas. We're tied at 7. Philadelphia and Dallas will be back in a moment.
At all the important times in your life, count on New York Life for the financial protection you need.
When your big day is here, New York Life got a reason to cheer. New York Life, New York Life can show you the way. New York Life protects tomorrow today for all of your life. New York Life.
Oh, Grandpa, he's so cute.
Yeah, he's more than just a soft, cuddly dog. See, he's got a radio in his tummy.
Radio Shack's adorable, petable portables with AM radio inside. 6 different animals, priced $11.95 to $15.95. Choose the raccoon, black poodle, boxer, Pekingese, white terrier, and brown spaniel.
I love him. I love you.
Gift-priced animal radios, only at Radio Shack.
Isn't it a beauty? A Datsun 280ZX, and it's all mine.
Ours. Am I glad we priced a Z before we settled for something else?
Price a Datsun 280ZX. Don't let that styling, that luxury, that performance mislead you. You could get an EPA estimated city range of 400 miles and highway range of over 600 on 1 tank of gas. Price a Datsun 280ZX.
It costs less than you think.
And gives us more.
Well, once they began a few years ago, these young ladies have become rather famous. They've made movies about them. They've stirred up all kinds of controversy, but they are an extremely talented group of gals. The Dallas Cowgirls. 4th down. Dallas will punt. John Shara, deep for Philadelphia, inside his 20. Danny White hangs it high. Shara will have time. at his 18.
Good. Uh-oh, look at this. He fell down.
Shara out over the 32-yard line, following a 43-yard punt. Eagles, fairly good field position.
Look at the spirit as represented by Sharas, disgust with himself over slipping and falling.
He had some great games at UCLA under Dick Vermeil a few years ago. Went up to Canada, played up there a couple of years, came back a year ago, and he can do it all for Philadelphia. Played defensive back, quarterback. There are your statistics.
Huge statistical advantage for Dallas, as Frank was pointing out. -1 yard rushing for the Eagles.
1st and 10, Philadelphia. The ball inside their own 32-yard line. We're all tied at 7. Charlie Smith comes across in motion. Wilbert Montgomery covering the ball with both hands, piled up by the middle of the line. Randy White, Dave Stalls, Brunig there. Gain of a yard and a half.
With Harvey Martin a buttressing force.
And Larry Cole, as always, cleverly getting in position. Number 63. How many times does Montgomery fumble on an average of every time he carries?
I don't know. He's fumbled 7 times in the last 3 games.
He fumbles 1 out of every 23 times he touches the ball.
Well, he carries about 30 times a game, but he really, great young man, but he'll tell you, he cost him the game a week ago against Cleveland. This is Montgomery again. He gets to the 35, where it'll be 3rd down and 7.
That was Bob Brunig filling that middle like the middle linebacker is designed to do in your old basic flex defense.
Third down, 7. Is Bum here?
No, they're looking forward to him Thanksgiving Day.
Harold Carmichael split to the right by the Eagles. Out to the left is Charlie Smith. Dallas threatening the blitz. They move off it. Jaworski reads the blitz. Dallas got out of it, and Carmichael was double covered. Aaron Mitchell was there, along with Cliff Harris. Fourth down.
He read it a little prematurely, I think, that time, Frank. He saw a blitz coming, but they really had him picked up pretty well. Maybe if he had given him a little bit more time. Harold, I don't think, was looking for a ball quite that quickly. Maybe he didn't read the same blitz that Jaworski did.
You saw Jaworski. He was angry with himself. Max Bruniger set to punt for Philadelphia. Steve Wilson is deep for Dallas at his 22-yard line. Bruniger, this time it doesn't turn over, but it still is taken at the 27. Good punt. Wilson turns the sideline, gets out over the 35 to the 36-yard line, where Dallas will have a 1st and 10. We're in the 2nd quarter. It's tied at 7, and we'll be back in a moment.
Can you imagine trying to photograph an Olympic gold medalist like Jean-Claude Killy? It's quite a challenge. Made me really appreciate my Canon AE1. The automatic shutter priority system is a must, especially when your subject's doing 50 miles an hour. Try it, it's fun. What? The AE1 is so simple to use. About all you do is focus and click.
The incomparable Canon AE1, so advanced, it's simple. Canon, the official 35mm camera of the Winter Olympics.
Super automotive values from Sears. Now get the full power of the Sears 48 battery for a full $7 off its regular low price. Now on sale, the Sears 48, $47.99 with trade-in. You save $7. Sears Snow Tire Sale. Get traction on the ice, traction in the snow with Sears Best Road Handler Ice and Snow Radial on sale now. You save $14 to $22 a pair. At Sears, where America shops for value.
Saturday, first undefeated Ohio State battles Michigan for a Rose Bowl berth. Then the #1 team in the nation, Alabama, takes on Miami on ABC.
Great day of college football coming your way on Saturday. 13-19 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Don Meredith. The Cowboys have the football at their 37-yard line. Rayfield Wright, the 13-year veteran, is in there at right tackle for the Cowboys. He wears number 70. Motion man is Jay Saldy. Quick toss. It goes to Laidlaw. That's back behind the block. Runs into the rookie Jerry Robinson. Gain of a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He is going to be an exceptional player. As you detailed earlier, Vermeil has had him all throughout his career and very much wanted him, and was most pleased when LA in the draft took Andrews of Nebraska, leaving Robinson available for the Eagles.
Is this his first start this year?
Second start, but he hasn't played that much. He was hurt a lot during training camp, Don, and muscle pulls. He's just about healthy now. Tony Hill split left. Drew Pearson out to the right for Dallas. Pearson in motion. Staubach looking for Hill. He's there. Incomplete. Oh, they mark it. I'll tell you, that was a ball was well thrown. He threw it right over Reggie Wilkes and right in front of Herman Edwards. First down, Dallas.
You see the flow go away. Dorset going the other side. It's hard for Wilkes to then adjust and get back out. He did get in fairly good position, as you pointed out, Frank, but that ball is right on the money.
Oh,
Man,
he
he's
really
sharp tonight.
buzzed it in there.
He really is. Very right on the money.
A first down at the 48-yard line. Dorset 33, Laidlaw shuffling in with Robert Newhouse, the plays. Tony Hill in motion. Staubach looking for Pearson. He was covered. Now Staubach finds an opening and gets into Eagle territory. A gain of 4 to the 48. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He took a loss and made it a 4-yard gain with a wiggle.
With a little wiggle here and a little wiggle there, but he really doesn't like to do it, as we've said many times. Nobody likes to see their quarterback have to run, but that was a play that, again, the timing was not real good. It looked like to me he was trying to hit Drew to the outside. He was ready to throw before Drew made his break. Pulled the ball down, got a little pressure, then tried to dump it off to the back. That didn't work either, so he got the best, did the best he could.
There's the man.
You saw Charlie Johnson make that tackle a moment ago in Staubach. He had to leave the game. We were told he has a slightly pinched nerve, if there is such a thing as a slightly pinched nerve. He's back in the game, however. 2nd down, 6. Robert Newhouse powers to the 45-yard line. Gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Frank Lemester at the bottom of that pile, along with Reggie Wilkes.
This is critical down for Dallas to keep its movement going.
Well, they're going to mark it at the 46, so let's call it 3rd down 4. Newhouse has gone over 4,000 yards, the 3rd Cowboy to do so. Perkins went over 6,000 in his great career. Calvin Hill over 5,000. Newhouse with 16 yards thus far tonight has become the 3rd Cowboy to have gained 4,000 yards. Staubach again. This time he's short of the first down.
Get it.
It was Lim Burnham who made the stop. It'll be 4th down. There he is.
They're doing a good job of closing out the 2 outside receivers with a double zone sort of technique, getting on the outside. With that kind of a defense, when they only have the 3 guys up front, they can also double the middle guys, so it's not as open to those backs coming out. They're doing a really good job of playing that prevent defense.
Well, it's 4th down, short yardage. This man has been known to run the ball. He's tried to run one earlier in the year. That was successful. He missed on a pass. Shara is deep for Philadelphia. You can be sure of one thing, it'll be a long count, hoping the Eagles will come off sides. Well, they go on a short count. Why did they do that?
Could have been a long count.
White angling, looking for the sidelines. Flag is down at the line of scrimmage. So, someone committed a no-no. Illegal man downfield. That would be against Dallas. Preliminary indication by referee Gene Barth.
As you look at Tom Landry there, we've talked about him through all of the years of Monday Night Football. Certainly one of the exceptional coaches, not just of his time, but of any time. And his story and his character and personality beautifully chronicled in a new book entitled Landry, The Man Inside, by Bob St. John of the Dallas Morning News and published by Word.
It is a good book.
Number 34 refused. First down.
Aaron Mitchell down early for Dallas, refused by the Eagles. They want the football. They have it inside the 15-yard line. Timeout, and we'll be returning to Irving, Texas with 10:18 remaining in the half in just a moment.
Famous Datsun durability, backbone of our boldest new truck design in 20 years. Styled wheels, quad headlamps, and in the exclusive King Cab GL, jump seats and more room than any small truck. The bold Datsun pickups for 1980. Beautiful, of course, but their first job is to last. To build America's most durable small trucks.
Typing will never be the same again. Introducing the new IBM Electronic 75 typewriter. It really works for you. Automatically it underlines and centers. Its memory stores 7,500 characters. Want to change a sentence right in the middle? You type the change. The new IBM Electronic 75 typewriter. And if you make a mistake, this typewriter erases it.
Wednesday on Charlie's Angels, Farrah falls for a prince and lands in the middle of a royal assassination.
Well, I don't know whether you've announced, but I do know that you have a nice war chest in case you do.
It's also an indication we're in troubled times.
I could clear it all up.
That's what I'm afraid of.
1st and 10, the Eagles. Just inside their own 15-yard line. The score tied at 7. Hand off, Wilbert Montgomery, tackled there by D.D. Lewis, but not until Montgomery has moved up to the 20-yard line, a gain of a little over 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
I think that's their best gain from scrimmage tonight on the ground.
I believe you're right. And they went back to running on 1st down.
Well, how do you feel about that?
Once again, as I said,
they just elected a new mayor in Cleveland.
Indication we're in troubled times. That's right.
Can't help them anymore up there.
2nd and 5. Jaworski puts both backs out in the pattern. Could not find an open receiver. And he's tripped up by Harvey Martin, short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
I'm trying to watch Dutton, Frank Howard, just to see what kind of moves that he's in there playing the defensive left end position. Of course, Harvey came over from his right. It's hard to tell where these guys are really playing, but they ran a couple of plays a while ago. Dutton is a little bit slow. He's not moving off there yet, but Tom Landry has said that this is really kind of expected. What they're really trying to do is get him in there so they can see him in game conditions, try to evaluate not only him, but how he fits into the system and give him a better chance to see himself work.
Playing on the left side for Dallas. He played on the right side for Baltimore. Should not matter because Dutton played with the left hand down. Jerry Sizemore, I believe, was offside for the Eagles. 3rd and about 1 yard, maybe a little less. Procedure call against Philadelphia. That'll back it up.
Those are the kind of silly mistakes.
That's right, and
really
that's exactly what blunts at least the beginning of a drive, and again changes the flow of a game.
Start, number 69, offense, 3rd down.
Correction, Woody Peoples on the right side, number 69. 3rd down, call it 6. All back at the 19-yard line. That, of course, changes the strategy for Dick Vermeil, his assistants, who had sent the play in to Ron Jaworski. Dallas showing blitz, but again they pop out of it. Jaworski fires. What a great catch by Charlie Smith.
Hey, that's a nice
catch. Aaron Kyle defending.
Frankie made himself as tall as Carmichael with that leap.
I'll tell you, that was his 18th reception of the season, and it was a dramatic one.
Well, they actually had pretty good protection. You'll see right there, he didn't need that long to throw it. Again, the ball is high, but Charlie Smith goes up there. Aaron Kyle is right there on it. Couldn't do much more than what he did. Aaron Kyle is playing a little bit hurt himself. He's had knee problems.
Smith gets the 1st down out of the 29-yard line for the Eagles. Wilbert Montgomery.
Oh, what a play. Is that D.D.?
Play has to be D.D. Lewis. He read it beautifully.
You talk about position. You saw him fight off that block, make mincemeat of the would-be blocker, and then make the tackle.
That was nice. He really is the guy that tried to get around the outside, had a block moving in there. There was Larry Barnes, number 38, and Dede just worked him over in good shape. Came over back. And Dede's the kind of guy that we've mentioned many times. He's here. He's really steady. He really throws a lot back into the game. Does an awful lot for a lot of kids across the country, too.
Loss of 3. 2nd down, 13. The ball at the Eagles' 25-yard line. Cliff Harris again showing blitz for Dallas. And I think he's going to come with it this time. Yes, he does. Jaworski reads it. Hits Carmichael. He doesn't hold on.
What a hit by Aaron Kyle. That's why he didn't hold on. If Kyle has one great capacity, it's his ability to hit.
He's also He really is just a good all-around athlete. Being able to make good tackles, of course, is one of them, but he has good speed. You saw there, that really did cost him. He had his shoulder in good position, hit Carmichael right there, knocked that ball, knocked it away.
David and Goliath out there. Kyle giving up 9 inches against Harold Carmichael. 3rd and 13. Charlie Smith split to the right by Jaworski. Carmichael's in the slot, bottom of your screen there. Benny Barnes up, hovering over Carmichael. Going for Smith.
Did he catch that one too?
He did, I believe.
My gosh, if he caught that
He caught
one.
it on Cliff Harris.
No, they're saying no, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give him almost as much credit for his effort. That's going after that ball. Charlie, you're right.
From our angle, but it must have been trapped as he fell.
Look at Dave Stalls. He says, I'm trying to put my hands up, but I don't want to jump. Ball is thrown. Really a good throw right in there, too.
Sure it did.
No, he didn't catch it. I didn't see it from back
just
here.
dropped
Of course, it's a good call.
4th down. Max Runiger. Rookie from South Carolina, kicking to a rookie from Howard. Touchdown, Tommy Wilson's son, Steve Wilson. There he is, Steve Wilson, back at the Cowboys' 30-yard line. Another nice kick by Runiger. Fair catch. Call for by Wilson. He had to. The ball was hung up there and also booted out there, 44 yards. 7:04 remaining in the half, and we'll be back in a moment.
You dance on a river of wood, and the spinning shapes in the cold, dark water are your only bridge home. So you keep on dancing until the last log is in place and you can head for Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, we've got the beer, Miller beer. If you've got the time, we've got the beer,
I'd like to talk to you about the Sony Betamax and an incredible feature called Beta Scan. I'm Tom Williams Sr., and if you know tennis, you know my son. Here's a cassette of his last championship match. Beta Scan lets me go fast forward and reverse, so I can skip the boring stuff like this long rally and stop when I come to the real exciting parts, like Tom Jr. here dashing onto the court to pick up the ball. Isn't Betamax terrific? It lets you see what you've been missing and miss what you don't want to see. It's from Sony, the one and only.
Staubach was getting a little treatment on the sidelines a short while ago. We checked it out. He apparently has bruised his thigh. He was rubbing it a little bit while we were away in commercial, but he moves up to the line of scrimmage with the 1st and 10. Cowboys at their own 30-yard line again. Again, the game tied at 7. Peculiar set. Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, moves out of the backfield in motion. Staubach fires for Newhouse, who trapped it, dropped it, incomplete.
Max Runiger, who has been doing a brilliant job of punting tonight. There you see his average.
8th round draft pick for the Eagles this year. Actually set a couple of records down at South Carolina, but he was not a scholarship player, a walk-on. Average coming in tonight a little over 39 yards, but he's averaging 43 here against the Cowboys tonight. 2nd down, 10 Dallas. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Tony Dorsett. And a fine defensive play, Reggie Wilkes.
It really was. I think Tony thought he was going to be able to get a little better block that time. He was going to try to slip to the outside. He has not done it.
What's interesting is the way, as you look at Wilkes, who is one whale of a ball player. Look at this. When they tackle Dorsett, they half go for the ball on every tackle. Watch this. See that? Because they know of his tendency to fumble.
Well, that was Tom Rafferty out there in front of him, and Wilkes just did a good job playing Rafferty off.
3rd down, 10. Lost him about a half a yard. Staubach setting in the shotgun formation. Ron Springs, number 20, in there. Staubach under pressure, fires, and incomplete. It was a catch that Pearson obviously felt he should have caught. He did not.
Well, he slipped.
It was underthrown a little bit, too. The last 2 passes Rogers thrown have been a little bit short. We got a little message from the sideline that he had bruised his thigh a little bit, but I don't know whether that would.
At the same time, you saw that key graphic. At that point, when we showed it, he had thrown 72 times without an interception. And that's to me, the landmark of the mature quarterback.
John Shara positioned at the Eagles' 27-yard line. 4th down. Danny White will punt for Dallas. Danny White answers. Max Runniger with a beautiful punt. Shara takes it to 24.
Oh,
gets away from 2 Cowboys. He's got open field. Shara. What a run back. Beautiful run back by the former UCLA All-American quarterback down to the 45-yard line of Dallas.
The punt return still remains one of the most exciting plays in football. Let's look at Johnny Shara again.
All right, Barnes is here first. Look at Benny Barnes. He usually is down there. Goes blip right by him. That was also a miss by Mitchell. He just picked up some blocks. They ran over one another out there. That looks like Brunig that missed. You see, they couldn't get him.
That was a 32-yard return and some of the finest tacklers on the field. Miss Shara, Brunig, Hegman, and Benny Barnes. The Eagles' 45-yard line of the Cowboys. We're tied at 7.
Look out, look out.
Jaworski lays it up for Montgomery. He has it. And he's corralled by Cliff Harris, but he has a first down at the 31-yard line. It was D.D. Lewis pressuring Ron Jaworski.
There's the ex-quarterback from UCLA. He, together with Henry, also from UCLA. Alvamil loves his former talents.
Shara came out of UCLA, drafted by Tampa Bay, or rather the Bears. Went up to BC in the Canadian Football League. All pro up there. Tampa acquired his rights, traded to the Eagles, and he came back a year ago, and he does it all.
These Eagle fans are here to supporting Montgomery from Abilene Christian College. He had a big, as you see Montgomery take off again right there. It slipped a little bit.
On 1st and 10, and Montgomery inside the 30-yard line. Aaron Kyer all over him. A gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. We want to remind you, immediately following tonight's game on the West Coast, be sure to stay tuned for a special edition of 2020. Tonight's lineup, a special report. Geraldo Rivera on the business of being a child star. You'll meet the hottest youngsters on TV today. That includes Scott Baio of Happy Days, Adam Rich of 8 is Enough, Melissa Gilbert of Little House on the Prairie, Todd Bridges, Different Strokes, and also a report on teenage pregnancy. That's ABC's 2020, immediately following tonight's game for those of you on the West Coast. Followed 2nd down and 8. Ball inside the 29-yard line. 5:06 remaining in the half. We're tied at 7. Draw play, Wilbert Montgomery. And Montgomery ridden down by Randy Hughes.
No soap. Hughes had him pegged from the beginning. Knew exactly what was coming.
You would have to assume that they're in field goal range, as we see right there. Tony Franklin doing a little warming up on the outside. I wonder why he would warm up with his shoe on and then pull it off.
Well, he doesn't want to get stepped on down there.
Oh.
I asked him yesterday, I said, has anyone ever tried to step on you out there? He said, no, they haven't. I said, well, you've only been around a little bit. Defensive special unit on for Dallas. Camfield comes in for Philadelphia. 3rd down, call it 8. Inside handoff, that's a change-up. That goes to Wilbert Montgomery. It did not fool the Cowboys, however.
But
4th down, and we will see Tony Franklin.
It remains an interesting call because sometimes it works, and then you're struck by the effectiveness of it. As I've mentioned before, Weeb Eubank always used to call that play when he had Snell and Boozer.
I think it really is a reflection also on this kicker that you're seeing out here too, Howard.
That's true.
They're comfortable with where he is on the field for a field goal attempt.
Of 45 yards. I'll remind you again, I said earlier, he's kicked 2 this year of 50. A lot of distance, but I believe he might have hooked it again. Uh-oh. Misses left, and the Cowboys will have the ball at the line of scrimmage, their own 28-yard line.
Well, since the first 3 plays, we have seen a rather sluggish Dallas team. They've been kind of flipping back and forth. This ball game is tied up.
And we're going to see Danny White coming in for Dallas. So the thigh muscle bruised on Roger Staubach must be bothering him. Danny White, number 11, comes in.
It's really funny, Frank, because I saw those last 2 passes Roger threw. You could tell something was wrong. He doesn't really miss him that far.
And he was holding his leg when he came out on that last series. Danny White, 10 of 21 thus far this season. No touchdowns, 1 interception. He replaced Roger 2 weeks ago when Roger was hurt in the Pittsburgh game. First down, Dallas. They have the ball at their own 28-yard line. Newhouse gets the call. And Bobby ambles up to the 34-yard line. Good run.
Good run indeed.
It's called motion against Dallas. I think it's going to be, man, that was a late flag for motion. Jet flag didn't drop till after the thing was over, but I think it was probably on Dorsett because they shifted and Tony got mixed up before he went in motion.
Meantime, let's remind you folks of how good Danny White is as a backup quarterback. It was he who scintillated in the very difficult playoff victory over Atlanta for Dallas last year.
Illegal motion, two backs in motion at the same time. First down.
Well, we don't do that. So a 6-yard pickup by Robert Newhouse is nullified. It'll be first down 15. All in all, Danny White last year, 20 of 34, a couple of touchdowns. Roger, of course, very durable. And Danny White, who came to the Dallas Cowboys in '76, has not seen that much action. 3:33 remaining in the half. Cowboys 7, the Eagles 7. Drew Pearson in motion. Dorsett with a 25-yard line, a gain of a yard and a half. It'll be second down 14.
We're counting down at 3:20 left in the half. Soon there'll be the 2-minute warning. And we have first half. As Dandy said, first 3 plays, bang, Dallas had a touchdown. Then they were moving downfield. It looked like a rout. And then the break started coming the Eagles' way.
It was the holding on the punt. Remember that holding call on the punt?
Key one.
Danny White looks it over. Second and long. Out of the tee. This is Tony Dorsett. And Dorsett's mother there. Down he goes. Reggie Wilkes is doing a fine job of open field tackling tonight.
Frank, remember the first time we saw him as a rookie in the Hall of Fame game? We spotted him then.
Out of Georgia Tech. He's a 3rd-round draft pick a year ago.
Terrific ball play.
Became a starter after the 3rd game of the regular season. Dorsett got back to the original line of scrimmage. That means it is 3rd down 10. Tony Hill goes right. Drew Pearson goes out left. Jay Saldy is also in there, number 87, and Staubach has left the field. He's gone into the dressing room. We'll have a check up there. White out of the shotgun.
Right on the money.
Dorsett, and I believe he gets the first down with a little bit of extra effort.
That's not a bad throw right there, guys.
LeMaster was there, along with Bobby Howard defensively. Dorsett has the first down.
He got Tony up in a little slot this time. No fooling around. He's definitely in the pass pattern. And as Frank mentioned, he's working on LeMaster. Has about a half step or a step. The ball is right there on the money.
And we move to the 2-minute warning as Tony Dorsett gets a Dallas first down. They'll be at the 39-yard line, their own 39-yard line when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts for the driving experience of your life. The thrilling new Datsun 200 SX.
Gonna drive you like you've never been driven.
The young new Datsun 200 SX. Every bold line sings, "Open me up and watch my moves."
Gonna drive you like you've never been driven.
The new Datsun 200 SX, 5-speed stick, 4-wheel disc brakes, and a revolutionary new fuel-injected engine with the best gas mileage in its class. The new Datsun 200 SX, soft velour bucket seats, power steering, 4-speaker stereo, full carpeting, digital clock, even optional sky roof. The 200 SX, youngest Datsun yet. See it today, hardtop and hatchback.
Gonna drive you like you've never been driven.
To give you the drive of your life.
America's Beth Hyden, world speed skating champion, races for gold. The 1980 Winter Olympics exclusively on ABC.
Danny White moved over to the sidelines, chewed the fat a little bit with Tom Landry. They looked over their game plan, the little clipboard that Tom carries with him, or one of his assistants always has nearby. We have 2 minutes. Cowboys with 3 timeouts. They have a first down at their own 39-yard line. Danny White fires, and he intends the ball for Tony Hill into the ground. Pretty good coverage on Tony, and Danny just pulled the string on it.
You know, I don't know. Of course, you don't ever know, but he turned immediately and talked to the referee back there. And it looked like one of those balls you throw that has a lot of stickum on it. You know, we keep talking about they change balls every now and then, but it's that sticky, gooey kind of stuff. And quarterbacks just don't like to have it when they throw because they get used to releasing the ball a certain way. He missed him so far, I'd have to say something went wrong.
Danny White, who was drafted by the Cowboys in '74 in the 3rd round, played 2 years in the WFL at Memphis, is the quarterback with Roger Staubach on the sideline. Deep thigh bruise.
Look out.
Fired into Tony Hill. A lot of Eagles were in the area. Number 1 was number 55, Frank LeMaster. Incomplete.
Boy, has he developed as a linebacker through the years.
Let's see, because I think there were 4 Eagles back there. It looks to me Danny's kind of following Tony all the way in there. He didn't really look it over too much. Drilled it into a hole. The master made a move to come back.
Oh, he knows he should have had it.
Yeah. I think you could say that Hill had an opening in there. But you see a great move by the master going one direction, coming back, and he knows he should have had it his right.
3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun. White has all the time he can want. The ball is batted away. Ball batted away. I think it was Dennis Harrison, who goes about 6'8".
Well, I think it's clear at this point that Vermeil has his Eagles prepared. As the sign said earlier, they are flying high. They're playing hanging tough.
I would think that after this first half, they can go in and they can certainly be proud of themselves and be very pleased with the position they're in. You can see him right there on the sideline still doing some work. I don't think anybody can accuse him of not working. His reputation precedes him. But I think they'd be comfortable right here at 7-all going into halftime.
Better believe the Cowboys specialty team coach has discussed the return potential of Shara after that 32-yard return a while ago. This is John Shara again from his 18.
There he goes.
And he gets around the corner once again and goes out of bounds up at the 34-yard line. 42-yard punt by Danny White. Another nice return by Shara. 1:35 remaining in the half.
Do you know who that man is?
I'd know the ears anywhere.
He was one of the greatest players ever. That's Chuck Bednarik. Yes, he's the man who hospitalized Frank Gifford. Yes, hi, Chuck. Back those many years ago. You know what he does now? He's a special assistant to Dick Vermeil. He logs every play, turns it over to Vermeil, who then studies his own tendencies to determine what they are. That's how thorough Vermeil is.
Jaworski changing it up on a 1st and 10. Down he goes, Harvey Martin. Martin's 5th sack of the year.
Oh, no, Jaworski's hurt. Oh, no.
No.
And that's a shoulder, I'm afraid, because Harvey came right around him, pushed him awfully hard. Man, he had good pressure that time. It's Stan Walters, I believe, that was trying to block Harvey. Let's take a look. He's up at the top of your screen here, and that is Stan Walters.
Right around Walters.
Good pressure on him. Walters can't have it. Let's see.
Watch this.
Just really popped him.
With shoulders.
Oh,
yep.
no, the right one, too.
Harvey Martin goes 250. Fell full weight on Ron Jaworski.
You know, I had oddly in line with what we've just seen, and one can only hope that there's nothing seriously wrong with Jaworski. I had a long talk with Pete Rozelle, the NFL commissioner, the other day about the number of injuries in football this year. I don't have to pump for Rozelle or plump for him or anything else. But honestly, I don't know of anybody who's got a greater concern about the injuries than Rozelle and the National Football League people, because they know how it disrupts their game, breaks it up, hurts it, causes indeed some public revulsion. And if anybody got any ideas how to reduce the injuries in this game, nobody wants to hear them more than Rozelle.
Just about every rule change they've made, Howard, I agree with you completely, has had to do with preventing injuries. The changes on the kicking unit, the new rule pertaining to quarterbacks. When they are in the grasp of a defender, that's it. They blow the whistle. You cannot spin around, get loose, and throw a touchdown pass. It's over once the defender has you. You saw a quick look at John Walton. He is the backup quarterback to Ron Jaworski. He also coached and was coached by Dick Vermeil when he was with the Rams back in 70 and 71. And let's take a look at Jaworski again. Harvey Martin coming from the right of your screen, number 79.
The thing that I think too, you know, is this happens in the course of the game. You couldn't be more. It's not what you call a cheap shot. That's a good,
no, it was not.
A really very good.
I wish the people at home could know Harvey Martin.
Well, I don't even think that's important, because well, it is, because Harvey's a heck of a nice guy. But I think the thing that you're talking about is, yeah, there are things that happen. You hope that it's whatever it is. You hope that it's something that's
holding the left arm. It could be the left shoulder or perhaps the elbow. We will not speculate. We'll get a report for you on Ron Jaworski. Meanwhile, John Walton comes in, 11 of 19 this year. Started, as I said, on the LA Taxi Squad back in 70 and 71. Dick Vermeil was there. Played in the WFL with Chicago and San Antonio. And then came to the Eagles as a free agent in 76. Vermeil liked what he saw when he was with the Rams. We do not have a third quarterback. That would be John Shara. Right now it's second down, 21, 1:31 remaining in the half. And again, we're tied at 7. An important game for the Eagles. They can draw within 1 of the Cowboys.
Right on the money
Out
again.
It goes to Billy Campfield.
Shira has not played really at all. They're really the only guy that's played so far, figuring regular season as well, and he has really done quite well. And statistically, he's a little bit higher than Jaworski, but he of course hasn't played very much. Only thrown about 16, 18 balls on him.
Nonetheless, I like what he just did.
Yeah, he put it out there.
Third down and 9 now for Walton. Out of Elizabeth City State.
Oh, Jethro Pugh.
Jethro Pugh retired. Of course, on the left side defensively for Dallas this past year with Ed Jones. Walton again to the air. Throws high over the head of Billy Campfield, but Campfield well covered defensively out there. It'll be 4th down. 1:21 remaining in the half.
That was Brunig working on his defensive recognition over there. Intercepted down on the sideline.
Max Reniger, who's been averaging about 42 yards a pop thus far tonight. Deep goes Steve Wilson. At the 23, quick count, and again Reniger hangs it high. Wilson, no fair catch.
Bubble.
He bobbles the football. I believe Philadelphia is indicating they have it. Wilson in a pile-up. The ball jarred loose.
If they have it, Frank, it's an easy field goal range for Tony Franklin, the no-shoot kicker.
It seems no question in the mind of some of the Eagles. Now Dallas says we have it. And the referee, the final force, says you're right. The Eagles have it.
All right, you got Jaworski out. You have Staubach out. 2 backup quarterbacks are in there. Might boil down to this kicking unit on either side.
I'll tell you, Reniger has been tremendous tonight. Just tremendous.
There he is.
There he is again.
He had another beauty on that one. Not quite as long as some of the earlier punts. Well, it was too. It's 43 yards.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
hung up there
And
forever.
great hang time.
The
That's
first
the
down
point.
is at the 29-yard line. Right on the spot is John Walton, filling in for Ron Jaworski. 1:09 on the clock. The Eagles have 3 timeouts.
Go get him, Harley!
Long count. Walton. Looking in the
got it?
corner is Charlie Smith. Touchdown.
How do you like
John
that?
Walton to Charlie Smith. Touchdown. 29 yards.
All right.
Oh, and he drilled it.
How did he get that wide open? Man, he did drill it too. He had a good spot over that corner. That Smith he's had some good moves.
Good protection by the offensive line. Smith takes it down and in and then breaks it off. Splitting the zone. Aaron Kyle too late. Touchdown Philadelphia.
I gotta tell you, Walton has a beautiful overhand delivery. I like pitchers to throw that way in baseball.
And his curve is not bad.
Here's the barefooted Tony Franklin. And Philadelphia is in front of the Cowboys 14-7. 1:03 remaining in the half. And I'm sure it was not planned this way by the Cowboy fans. A fighting, scrapping Eagles football team under Dick Vermeil with taking the chance. They scored on a 4th down earlier in the game. 32-yard touchdown from Jaworski to Carmichael. This one is 29 yards. It is Walton to Charlie Smith.
Just danced right in there.
We've got a football game. There he is.
There's nothing to it but to do it. That's it.
So he's got a lot of new pals coming over to say, hey, you can do it, guy. He could do it, and we have been told that Jaworski has gone in for x-rays of his left wrist.
Boy, it sure looked like he fell on his shoulder. You know, neither one of them are good, but
But at least it's his left wrist.
That's right.
So he'll be back. Maybe not tonight, but he'll be back before the season's over.
Franklin pounds it. This is Wilson. Kick was high. Wilson trying to get around the corner. And defensively, Billy Campfield was there for Philadelphia. There's Charlie Smith. That was his 19th catch of the season. He wants to know how Mom is doing. We know Charlie's doing well.
There's Johnny Walt. I like the way you throw, young man.
Wilson gets it out to the 39-yard line for Dallas.
Nice
56
looking,
seconds.
Nice looking young man there.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or is, I should say. He's present tense.
It's the family, I love you.
Jay Saldy is in along with Tony Hill and Drew Pearson. Setback, Springs 20, Dorsett 33. The quarterback, of course, Danny White, with Roger having retired earlier to the dressing room. Picked off. Randy Logan.
Oh, we've got things turned around.
They still have 48 seconds on the clock, and they have a strong kicker, and they also have a very confident quarterback in John Walden.
Well, he had plenty of time to throw. They were dropping back. They only had the 3 guys rushing. So they got 8 guys back there. You got to double on everybody. You'll see the man behind him, the man in front of him. He's trying to go to Drew Pearson. Well covered. Good play by Logan to get over there and make that interception.
And Walton brings it back to the 42-yard line of Dallas.
Off his record, one can't say that they're out of Tony Franklin's range even now. But if they can pick up 10 yards or so, oh.
I think these guys want touchdowns.
Walton looking over the Cowboys defense, right immediately to the air. He's going for Charlie Smith again.
He's got him. He got it.
And he took it out of bounds, incomplete.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that was another good catch by Charlie Smith, and not a bad throw by that fellow right there.
It was a remarkable throw by that fellow right there, and Charlie Smith is emerging tonight as a super receiver.
Well, I think he's probably been
Look
one.
at that overhand throw, Don.
That is really,
I tell you, it's pretty spiral, but had he led him upfield with a little more on it, it would have been 6 points because Smith was behind the defender.
Smith, I think, was bumped out of bounds a little bit over there on the side. That's Randy Logan, the guy that picked that last one off.
Saw a live shot a minute ago of Walton, who apparently was having some sort of problem getting the signals from the bench. Here it is on 2nd down 10. Montgomery in and out of the hands, incomplete. Tom Henderson defensively for Dallas. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Be careful with those yardsticks and the chains. Can get in a lawsuit.
37 seconds remaining in the half.
Bubba Smith can tell you about that.
They actually had good protection again that last time. You would wonder in a situation, you know they're going to throw. I've always felt that one of the Cowboy philosophies is the young quarterbacks, particularly, they like to see them work under pressure. Although they don't really like to send those linebackers, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't do it some, particularly Thomas Henderson.
And perhaps a safety blitz on 3rd down and 10. Cliff Harris, always threatening. There now is Dennis Thurman jumping into the line. Flag is down. And alley-oop pass to Harold Carmichael, incomplete.
In that situation again, the ball was well thrown. And now he looks like Walt may be limping a little bit.
Well, I'm not sure I would have gone the 3 pass plays, not with a kicker like Franklin.
Well, if they'd hit a couple of them, of course, as I said, I think they're trying to get as many points as they can right now. They're out in front by 7.
This penalty, ordinarily, I think, without Franklin, might be declined. We'll see what they do. Here's a call.
Number 69 offense, refused, 4th down.
Well, now, that might have been a mistake. Tony Franklin immediately rushes onto the field. Dallas could have moved them back 5 yards.
I agree with
the down would have remained the same, but it would have made a much more difficult kick if they had moved to 4th down 5 yards further back.
Couldn't agree with you more because this kid's got the foot.
All right, 59 yards.
He's done it.
And again, Shara is the holder. He is a quarterback. This will be a 59-yard field goal. A lot of distance.
Look at that.
Look out. It's good.
See? He did it in college. He can do it here. What a kick.
Oh, boy. Is that exciting.
We're going to have a special look at Tony Franklin at halftime. Because right now we'll take another look at the kick. Don?
I'll tell you, that could have gone a lot further.
I think it could too, Frank. It cleared that up right through the middle. Not a lot further, but it could have gone a couple of yards further. It was over there. He was excited. Look at his reaction after he hit it. He knows he hit it good. He said, come on, come on, come on, yeah, that's it, son of a gun.
4 yards short of Tom Dempsey's 63-yard NFL record, and I'm sure that the Cowboy bench must be thinking, why did not we take that 5-yard penalty?
You called it in advance. You were absolutely right.
I guess he gets a medal for that.
Meanwhile, a man named Alex Karras, whom we all dearly love, just probably saw that kick and remembers the way it was when he stood looking at Tom Dempsey's.
Franklin, who makes his home in Fort Worth. He's playing in front of a lot of friends. Kicks off. This is Ron Springs. Springs is piled up at the 25-yard line. 23 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Eagles in front of the Cowboys, 17-7.
I bet the Cowboys are saying, look, how can we get this first half over, get in there and sit down and talk and start over again?
Longest field goal in the league thus far by Tony Franklin, 59 yards.
That's the longest field goal ever kicked against the Dallas Cowboys.
Now, how did you know that?
Because I heard it from the truck.
Oh, I see.
First down, Dallas at their own 25-yard line. Their quarterback again, Danny White. Roger Staubach in the dressing room, having a deep thigh bruise treated. LeMaster corrals Ron Springs after Springs gets out over the 30 to the 31, and we're going to take a close-up look at that foot.
Billy Pickard, Tom Wilson, and Wally Groff. Giggle.
He told me yesterday all he had to do was buy tickets when he came down here. Again, he makes his home in Fort Worth, met his mother and his brother, and they were all hanging around. So he has really come through tonight. That's the end of the first half. The Eagles out in front of the Cowboys, 17-7. Halftime highlights coming your way, and a closer look at the foot of Tony Franklin.
At Georgia Pacific, it was here in the great Northwest that we first learned to make our forests yield even more by turning wood lignins into chemicals. Today, we've grown in the chemical business and into oil for petrochemicals, too. So what started by getting more out of every tree has taken us out here, where there isn't a tree in sight. Georgia Pacific, oil, gas, coal, gypsum, timber, and the skill to manage them.
Holiday Inn.
Welcome to our people-pleasing place.
Is that the Holiday Inn East, the Holiday Inn West, the Midtown?
The one by United Industries.
The one by the headquarters or the plant?
The headquarters.
We offer you a choice of the most popular locations.
You need 3 hands.
You're right.
People-pleasing locations.
The airport?
The one by Holiday Inn North or Holiday Inn South?
Is #1 in people-pleasing.
Tuesday on Three's Company.
I'm taking you to bed whether you like it or not.
Jack plays doctor and Chrissy ends up in bed. Then on Taxi, Alex throws a stag party and Louie gets left out in the cold. And on Heart to Heart, Jonathan and Jennifer play a game of death to save Max.
Tomorrow.
Saturday, NCAA college football excitement. First, a classic rivalry. The second-ranked undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes go for a Rose Bowl berth and the Big Ten title against the nationally ranked Michigan Wolverines, who must win to keep their Rose Bowl hopes alive. Then at 4 Eastern, the #1 team in the nation, undefeated Alabama, coached by the legendary Bear Bryant, takes on Miami, which upset Penn State 2 weeks ago. A blockbuster college football afternoon. Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Miami, Saturday on ABC.
We're back live at Texas Stadium. Halftime score, Eagles 17, Cowboys 7. Here's the way the scoring went. Very quickly into the game. Third play, 48-yard touchdown pass. Staubach to Tony Hill. Septian converted, 7-0. Then Carmichael, a 32-yard pass from Jaworski. Franklin's conversion, 7-7. And then with Johnny Walton in, touchdown pass, 29 yards to Charlie Smith. Franklin converted, 14-7. That late in the second quarter. And then in the waning seconds, a 59-yard field goal by Tony Franklin of the Eagles, 17-7. So that's the way the scoring went. Our halftime highlights are being brought to you by Metropolitan. Metropolitan really stands by you with insurance for your life, health, auto, home, and retirement. Now let's turn our attention to yesterday's NFL highlights, beginning with Oakland going against Houston at the Astrodome. It was very tough going early in the first quarter, but Houston had put on a long drive, and now 3rd and goal at the 1. Earl Campbell. What a hit by 32 Jack Tatum, but not enough to stop the brilliant runner from going in for the score. 7-0 Houston. Quickly, Oakland struck back, still in the first quarter. And here, Raider ball, 1st and 2 at the Oiler 23. The southpaw quarterback, Kenny Stabler, hits Raymond Chester, the leading receiver in the AFC. Touchdown. That made it 7-7. They kept exchanging scores, but Houston one touchdown up. Third quarter, 21-14. Pastorini back. The supposedly damaged shoulder. But no, a perfect throw to Kenny Burrow. Touchdown. And so the Oilers went on to defeat the Raiders 31-17. It was Seattle at Cleveland. Cleveland Stadium. Seattle rolling in the early going, built up a 16-3 lead in the third quarter. Cleveland ball, 2nd and 3 at their own 35. Mike Pruitt running left, a big hole. And then he accelerated brilliantly, stripping himself away from all defenders, going all the way downfield, 65 yards. Touchdown. The Browns moved to a 16-10 deficit. In the fourth quarter, look at the stats on Mike Pruitt, by the way. In the fourth quarter, Cleveland had pulled ahead 17-16. Seahawks ball, 1st and 10, the Cleveland 46. Jim Zahn, another of the southpaw quarterbacks, throwing deep to 83, Steve Rabel. All the way down to the Cleveland 5. Al Hunter followed with a 5-yard touchdown run, 22-17 Seattle. That was still the score in the fourth quarter. When this happened, it's Al Hunter again, number 24, right up the middle. 67 yards to the Cleveland 6-yard line. That set up Sherman Smith's 3rd touchdown of the day. Seattle won it 29-24. At Cincinnati, Riverfront Stadium, the visitors, the San Diego Chargers. The up-and-down Bengals team was leading 7-0 in the first quarter. Fouts made that ill-advised throw. Ray Griffin, number 44, the brother of Archie Griffin, picked it off. Went 96 yards for the touchdown. Cincinnati with a quick 14-0 lead. They held that lead almost throughout the game. In the fourth quarter, the Bengals were leading the Chargers 24-16. 3:13 left in the game. Chargers ball, 3rd and 10, the Bengals 32. Dan Fouts hits Artie Owens, number 24, 32 yards, touchdown. The Chargers trailing 24-23, still in the fourth quarter. 4th and 18 for the Chargers on their own 41. Fouts throws, watch for number 18, the skilled receiver, Charlie Joyner, somehow all by himself. A 31-yard gain to the Bengal 28. Then, on 3rd down with 24 seconds left, number 16, Mike Woods, kicks his 4th field goal of the day, and that enabled the Chargers to beat the Bengals 26-24 and tie with Denver at 8-3.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
I'm running a small business and a large family, by myself, and Metropolitan really stands by me.
If Joey goes to medical school someday, I'll be glad I'm insured by Metropolitan, because Metropolitan will really stand by me.
We planned early for retirement, and Metropolitan really stood by us.
For insurance for retirement, home, car, health, and life.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
Soldier Field, Chicago, the familiar number 34, the unstoppable Walter Payton. First quarter action, the Bears against the Rams. The Rams leading 3-0. Parsons punt, blocked, as you saw, by 21, Nolan Cromwell. The ball picked up by Jim Joe Dak. He pours it into the end zone. The conversion failed. The Rams led 9-0. In the third quarter, the lead was 16-7, Los Angeles. Bears ball, 1st and 10, their own 32. Mike Phipps throws, as you saw the defender fall to number 80, Ricky Watts. 68-yard touchdown play. The Rams lead cut to 16-14. But the Rams quickly answered back. That's Wendell Tyler. And as he went through a huge hole, and with his enormous foot speed and blocking in front of him, a beauty right there, enough to take 44 substantially out of the play. The Rams touchdown play, 63 yards. The Rams led it 23-14 in the fourth quarter. It was 23-20, Chicago ball, 1:17 left in the game. 3rd and goal at the 2, forget it. Walter Payton carried it in, and the Bears beat the Rams 27-23. And so it looked like the Bears might close the gap on Tampa Bay, because in the fourth quarter, Detroit was leading Tampa Bay 14-9. Tampa Bay had the ball, 2nd and 10 at the Lions 23. Watch Doug Williams, the big one from Grambling College, throws into the end zone, hits Larry Mucker, and so Tampa Bay won it 16-14. Its record 8-3. Then at RFK Stadium, what a game that was. The Redskins had zoomed to a 27-7 lead, but back came the Cardinals, and that play, hard to Otis Anderson, actually put the Cardinals ahead 28-27 with only 1:48 left. But just as quickly, the surprising Washington team came back, and Mark Mosley calmly kicks his 3rd field goal of the day from 39 yards out, and so Washington rallied to defeat the Cardinals 30-28. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Ron Earhart, coach of New England. Red Miller, coach of Denver. And immediately we want to show you a record-breaking play by the game breaker of the Denver Broncos, Rick Upchurch. He'll return this punt 13 yards. That'll give him 2,219 punt return yards, breaking Emlyn Tunnell's then-existent record. It was truly a super day for the Broncos as they unfurled both defense and offense and poured it on the talent-laden New England team. This was only the 3rd play of the game. Grogan back to pass. A blitzing linebacker, 57, Tommy Jackson forces the fumble. The nose guard, 68, Reuben Garter, takes it in for the score. It went that way all day as Denver crushed the Pats 45-10.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
His bumper and my bumper bumped bumpers, but Metropolitan will really stand by me.
When my son threw a curveball instead of a fastball through my friend's window, Metropolitan's insurance really stood by me.
What a storm. Glad Metropolitan will really stand by me. For home insurance, car, health, retirement, and life.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
Halftime, Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7. The teams have not taken the field once again. Tony Franklin, big night. 26 seconds remaining in the first half, and let's look at the 2nd longest field goal ever kicked in the NFL. Longest, of course, 63 yards by Tom Dempsey. This is 59 yards. Tony Franklin, the barefooted one. And a year ago, our ABC cameras pursued Tony Franklin in his collegiate days at A&M. And here is a look at the talented Tony Franklin.
Well, Tony, everyone doesn't kick barefoot. When did you start all of this?
Well, Frank, I started when I was a sophomore in high school, and I started kicking one day in practice about 35 yards with a shoe on, and took my shoe off and started kicking the ball about 45, 50 yards, and that was a start, and I've been kicking barefooted ever since.
Tony, where exactly do you hit the ball with your foot?
Well, I hit the ball with the top of my foot. Most soccer-style kickers hit the ball with their instep. But whenever I hit the ball in instep, I have a tendency to spin the ball and spiral it like a quarterback throws a pass. Basically, it's the top part, the instep part of my foot, which is just a little bit, about 2 inches behind the big knuckle on the big toe.
Is that part of your foot calloused?
No, sir, it's not calloused, and it never has been, and I don't use any kind of baby lotion or anything on it. I just try and keep it clean and never had a callus yet.
Okay, let's consider Green Bay, the middle of December, 10 degrees. Could you still kick barefoot?
Oh, sure. People have asked me that question 100 times, and I've came back with the same answer. I'll keep my shoe and sock on until it's time to kick and keep it in front of a heater, wrapped in a blanket, and keep it as warm as possible.
Exclusive footage by Robert Rieger a year ago with Tony Franklin when he was at Texas A&M. He has kicked a 59-yard field goal tonight at halftime. The score, Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7. And ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Datsun, who invites you to test drive the all-new 200 SX Sport Coupe. It'll drive you like you've never been driven. At your Datsun dealer now. We'll be ready for the second half kickoff after a word from our local stations.